there is always an option in everything you're going through. Every dark moment you're in, when you think it's not, there's a way out. It ain't gonna be easy. It's never gonna be easy. As soon as you accept that, you'll go for it and you'll get out of it.
The idea is there's always a light switch. You're not gonna feel incredible the next day, but you have to teach yourself to step back, take a breath, and say somewhere in this mess, there's a little piece of value. Where?
Because I think it's very dangerous if you stay static for too long and the negative thoughts start coming in. You've always got to have something positive to move towards and strive towards, to occupy your headspace. 80, 90, 95% of it has got to be positive and driving forward towards something that you want to achieve.
But when you go through something, the person's natural perspective is, okay, what did I lose, right? What happened to me? Like, I took a loss, right?
I think we fall into the trap of thinking life is, a very serious checklist, don't want to make mistakes, as opposed to just an infinite pool of opportunity if we just allow ourselves to step into it.
People never look at it and say, okay, man, tell me, what did you gain, right? Even though I know it hurt, you didn't want to go through it, but look at it in a way to where you can say, what's the lesson in this, right? What would you say life is trying to teach you from dealing with this?
Because no one else knows what's inside your head, no one. You've got to say to yourself, I cannot sit in this pity party. Blame somebody else is going to drag me forward to do it. People will try, but you still have to make that move. You still have to go forward and go, I want to get through this now, I'm going to go.
Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing to help other people?
So you can't escape it. Whether you're trying to think it's the quick route or the easy or hard, no matter what you call it, there's only evil and good path. Whatever you decide to do, you're still going to require discipline, sacrifice, planning. All those things are still required. So if you're going to do it, decide if you're going to do it for bad or decide if you're going to do it for good.
Right? Like, you could be great, but you're living on reserve. Right? You didn't empty the bucket. Right? You didn't give everything you had to every aspect of your life. Okay, well, when do you turn it back? Right? You find pockets to turn it back. Right? Of course, you don't just give everything you got all the time. Right? You get to a point to where you learn to be efficient and effective in every aspect of your life. And for most people, it's not a problem of skill set. It's a problem of character.
Step by step, walk your journey of 1,000 miles. As people doubt you, walk your journey of 1,000 miles. As you doubt yourself, focus on what's important. It's not truth. It's the narrative that you're placing on yourself. It's not truth. Look at the intelligence. Look at the data. Look at your discipline.
Although, we're biologically conditioned for that safety, ultimately, it's not going to get us where we want to be.
You have a choice. You can be upset and miserable, or you can be happy and push forward. It's a choice, and you have it.
We become what we think about. It becomes our outside reality.
Choose to go forward.
Our thoughts are so powerful. It's the thoughts that create our reality.
Don't let everybody else tell you you can't. The only person who knows if you can or you can't is yourself.
And really, for me, I don't care the kind of day I have, I'll always win, as long as I've given myself something first.
But when you go through something, the person's natural perspective is, okay, what did I lose, right? What happened to me? Like, I took a loss, right?
I think we fall into the trap of thinking life is, a very serious checklist, don't want to make mistakes, as opposed to just an infinite pool of opportunity if we just allow ourselves to step into it.
People never look at it and say, okay, man, tell me, what did you gain? Right? Even though I know it hurt, you didn't want to go through it, but look at it in a way to where you can say, what's the lesson in this? Right? What would you say life is trying to teach you from dealing with this?
What I had this giant database of regrets, and I would look on my computer screen and see them listed there. And you know what? It wasn't that much of a downer, because I felt like people were trying to make sense of it. There's some interesting research on this. One of the things that we think about disclosure of our vulnerabilities and our setbacks and so forth is that people will like us less. And in fact, they actually like us more when we do that. And so I actually had a lot of respect for people willing to disclose and willing to explain. And I felt like I was actually helping them make sense of this regret. So it wasn't that much of a downer. Over and over and over again around the world, the same 4 regrets kept coming up. And I found that fascinating because there wasn't much national difference. What's more, as I said earlier, these 4 regrets are revealing, because by revealing our regrets, we are revealing what we value the most. And so to me, these 4 core regrets operate as a photographic negative of the good life. That is, if we understand what people regret the most, we actually understand what they value the most. So in a weird way, these 16,000 regrets are not a downer as much as they are a pointer to what makes life worth living. Many of these decisions are less monumental than there's kind of a focusing illusion that when we're making a decision, we think that that's the most important decision there is. And so for me, I think a tool is to make decisions for fundamental reasons rather than instrumental reasons, which goes to what you were talking about before about careers as a line. That if we make decisions, if I decide I'm going to major in this because it's going to lead to that, which is going to lead to that, which is going to lead to that, I think that's a bad idea because I think it's a bad bet because you have no idea where it's going to lead. If you major in something because you like it, because it's interesting, because you find it compelling, major in that because you're going to learn a lot, you're going to do really well, and you have no idea where it's going to lead. And so, you know, the reason that I like making decisions for fundamental reasons rather than instrumental reasons is not because I have this noble view of the world, it's that instrumental reasons don't work because the world is so complicated. So you're better off just making decisions for fundamental reasons, doing things you care about that are meaningful and that contribute, and being alert to opportunity along the way, recognizing that, as you said earlier, that the path is not a path, it's the opposite of a line. It's a messy, 3-dimensional squiggle.